Hello, I'm FX Toycat, and tomorrow Minecraft changes permanently as part of the 1.17 update. A lot of things will be changing, and if you want to prepare for those things because you're excited for the update, today I wanted to tell you about the 11 different ways that you can prepare for 1.17, and yes, I wanted there to be 17 as well, but I'm going to level with you, it's not the biggest of updates. We can't get to 17 as much as we want to, but we can talk about the 11 things that you can do to prepare for this update, and the first one seems simple, but you know what? It's going to take some time, so get ready for it. Because you're going to want to get as much iron ore now as you can. All of the iron ore that you left around your world because maybe you didn't think you need it so bad. Maybe you're in a situation where you just don't need iron for that much. You're going to want to collect as much iron as you can now because after the update, iron gets substantially more valuable. Also, if you want to mine iron with a non-silk touch pickaxe, let's say you've got one with fortune on, as you might, you will no longer get the ore block after tomorrow. You'll instead just get raw iron, which is great if you want to smelt that up and make regular iron, but if you want to get ore blocks, collect them now. If you want to get iron, then collect the blocks now so that tomorrow you can mine them with your fortune pickaxe and get a ton of raw iron. That is just 4 blocks that we got right there, but you probably have a ton of it lying around in your world that you haven't gotten to. I mean, I do, but in case that's not your precise situation, go mine and find some. Iron is not a particularly hard thing to find, so make sure that you do get some. And you know, if you're trying to find your gold and you're trying to find your iron anyway, maybe it's a good time to point out that having a good pickaxe is probably a good idea. If you've never gone through the process of making netherite tools and netherite, enchanted stuff, now is a great opportunity to do so because tomorrow the caves and cliffs update is releasing. It's literally a cave update, and although it isn't changing caves in a huge way, there are new things you can expect from, there are new things you can expect from caves that aren't diamonds, and basically you're gonna wanna go ahead and you wanna get yourself a good pickaxe. I recommend 2. I always recommend a silk touch pickaxe with efficiency 5, and I always recommend a fortune pickaxe. Whether you want to have efficiency 5 on that or not is up to you, but 2 pickaxes, both of them ideally being netherite, both of them ideally having unbreaking and mending on, that is something that you can do. The closest you can get to that though is going to help you out a lot because there's going to be a lot of new things to having caves in the next half of this year, and tomorrow there's going to be a few things that you're going to want to get, so make sure you have your pickaxes on the go and ready. So the third thing is an interesting one we haven't spoken about much, but there is an opportunity for a new type of farm that works kind of like a bamboo farm but in reverse. So glowberries are going to be attainable in this update only from abandoned mineshaft chests. It's going to be confusing, there's going to be a lot of, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions about that, but glowberries can be farmed. They turn into glowing vines, or like clay vines, I think they're called, and basically they work exactly like bamboo, but in reverse. They grow from the ceiling and they grow downwards. So this exact same farm type where you have a, what would you even call this? The observer block. Look at their faces, aren't they great? The observer block and the piston could be reversed because instead, you could use your exact same farm designs if you wanted to, or you could make a brand new farm, or you could integrate it into your existing farms. We could remove some of these blocks and make these into, glowberry farms. But basically having some way to farm glowberries if you want to is a good idea. Personally, I think glowberries are dumb. I mean, they're not a great food. You can breed foxes of them, but we already have sweet berries. I'm not the biggest farm person, so farming for the sake of farming isn't on my list, although, who knows if that will change. But if you want to farm for the sake of farming, there is a new auto farm you can make in this update, and so you're going to want some pistons, you're going to want some observers, and you're going to want some glowberries. But the glowberries can only come tomorrow, but the rest of that can come today. And speaking of things that you can do today, so I went mining, right? I went on this lovely mining trip. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy watching it? Oh, you didn't enjoy watching it because we cut it from the Let's Play, because for some reason, mining videos aren't important on the internet. Why aren't they popular? For a cave up to be popular, for people to enjoy caves, the change has to start on the inside. And speaking of on the inside, here's all of my iron that tomorrow I'm going to mine with this fortune-free pickaxe. It's going to be glorious. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, also, we've got some gold ore that's going along with this. We have a lot of these ores ready to go. But if you do have some iron, what are they called? Bars ready right now. Iron ingots, I believe is the actual term. You know what would be a good idea? Crafting a few of those into, a fair number of those at least, into what I like to call a cauldron. I like to call it a cauldron because that's its correct name. So cauldrons are a very expensive recipe in terms of how many iron ingots you need. I mean, for real, 7 iron? Who can Who even knows how much 7 is? It's such a high number, I literally can't comprehend it. But the interesting thing about having these cauldrons is after the update, you'll be able to use dripstone and lava to basically fuel them. And so I've gone a step further than most people. Honestly, probably a step too far. I'm going to level with you, definitely a step too far. And I've already placed some, as you can see, I've got my lava right here. I've got some glass, I've got some cauldrons underneath it. All I'm missing now is the dripstone. I might need another block between the cauldrons and the dripstone. We'll see about that one later. But as you can see, all of this after the update with some dripstone will be able to create me some infinite lava. I'm very much looking forward to that. And now I can look forward to it even more because of this. I could also put some water in there, but where's the fun in that? Anyway, so yeah, cauldrons are going to be stored, like right now you can store lava on them anyway, but they'll be able to grow infinite lava, which I'm really looking forward to. Maybe even farming something with. I don't know. I want to do some silly stuff with lava, and you better believe I have big plans to do that. But in case you don't have big plans to do silly things, which, you know what? Good on you. I'm proud of you for not having silly plans. But you're not. How about you get yourself some silly plans? Because here's the thing. You're going to need bones. And I'm very lucky in that I have an absurd amount of bones lying around anyway. I mean, do you want to see my bone collection? This seems like the start of something murdery, but I promise you it's not. Here are my 4 bone meal. As you can see, it's more bone meal than anyone ever really needs in their lifetime. Like, have you ever seen someone use 4 bone meal? No. So the 5th thing that you're going to want is you're going to want some bone meal. So the reasons you want this are kind of twofold. One is you want to have, you know, I really do just have 4 bone meal. That's funny. Is it around here somewhere? No, yeah, 4 bone meal. So the reason you're gonna want maybe even 5 bone meal, I would go that crazy, is because of the fact that you can bone meal glow lichen after the update. You can bone meal obviously as well as that glow berries if you really want to. Wow, you can bone meal anything that glows. But you're gonna want to have access to a ton of bone meal so that you can, again, I mean, like, bone meal is useful enough anyway as white dye, as a way to grow pretty much any plant. Look at this, I can chop down the bamboo and then I can bone meal it right back up. Isn't that nutty? But you can do that with glowberries and glow lichen and all of the other things, moss blocks, all the other things that will be growing off this, azalea trees, etc, etc, etc. So you're gonna want to get your hands on a ton of bone meal if you want to prepare. Again, there's some fun argument that maybe you shouldn't prepare for any of this, and this is all dumb and silly, but something that's not dumb and silly, again, I don't know the precise mechanics, so I would hold off on this, but if the biggest thing in this update to you is glow squid, you're going to want to get yourself a ton of stone. Here is my ton of stone, as you can see. An incomprehensible amount, a whole stack, 3 stacks, and 6 blocks. Again, I literally don't know how you could get more stone than this. And the great thing about having this amount of stone, this, again, ungodly amount, is you can place it at the bottom of your ocean. Again, check precise glow squid mechanics. But if you have stone, where did I just get hit from? If you have stone and you have, you know, at the bottom of your ocean, if it's within 5, if a glow squid has stone within 5 blocks where it should spawn, it will spawn. If it has another block, sand, dirt, gravel, air, then it cannot spawn. And so basically, if you want to have glow squid spawning naturally in an area, let's say you really like this area right here, you think it's outstandingly beautiful, and you want to, you know, reflect that with the things that happen here, then you can cover the area in stone. Is that a good idea overall? You know, I'm not the boss of you. You get to be your own decision maker in regards to what is smart and what isn't. And again, you might want to check the glow squid mechanics because it's always possible that they change. They only changed in one of the pre-releases, so who knows if they change back. I think this is one of those like kind of extreme things to do based on a pre-release update. But you know what? Who's stopping you? No one's stopping you, is who? So this next one's a bit of a stretch, but hear me out here, right? So tridents. Have you heard of them? You pull them back and you let them go. They're real fun. And right now, they're not very useful for farming or gathering blocks. I don't know if you've ever noticed that, but if I try to throw it over in the sugarcane, it's gonna hit the spider instead. You know, actually, better example, look at me, I'm throwing it through sugarcane, it does nothing. It has no interaction with these crops. However, exciting trident news for all of you is that after 1.17, it doesn't even get you like end plants like it should on the Java. On Bedrock, it just doesn't. So the interesting thing about the update is you'll be able to trident down dripstone blocks, or the dripstone things themselves. Very exciting, very new, and you're going to need to do that if you want to farm that infinite lava Look how nice the lava looks from down here, by the way. So this next one is definitely not a stretch, but trade with your villagers, whether they're captured and enslaved or not. And the reason why you want to do this, obviously, is because, I mean, there's going to be some blocks that are only available from the Wandering Trader. What does the Wandering Trader accept? He doesn't accept carrots, or melons, or dirt, or coal that I know of. What he instead takes is emeralds. Why does he instead take emeralds? You know what? You're asking too many questions. This is not Minecraft lore. This is Minecraft preparations. And so how do you prepare? You do a bunch of trading with villagers. The nice upside to this, if like me, you've done a bunch of mining this week trying to get iron ore, is if you've broken your pickaxe and you need to repair it, one of the greatest source of experience in my experience is trading. You know what? Doing some old mercantilism is just one of the greatest ways to learn about the world. And so today we do that, and we get our pickaxe from that kind of yellowy zone into the slightly green zone. Isn't that exciting? And so yeah, trading is a very good idea. Don't buy things back from the villagers though. That's not a good idea. That's how you spend emeralds. You need to be getting emeralds. You need to be stacking those emeralds up like they're paper, because they're not paper, they're emeralds, and therefore they only stack up to 64. I guess paper stacks up to 64 too. You ever question why you can have 64 emerald blocks, but you can only have 64 stacks of paper, and they take up the same inventory space? Are we not going to question that? Honeycomb. You need it. You need lots of honeycomb. Get yourself some honey. Go find some flowers. Get some bees. Get some honeycomb. Because if you combine honeycomb with strings, if you combine the two together, what you'll get, I think you'll find, is actually candles. So this isn't actually a bedrock feature. As of tomorrow, you won't be able to play around with this. I'd expect it about a month afterwards if I was being, trying to get the closest time. Maybe it's gonna be as soon as a week or two. But right now, you won't be able to make candles. But you know what? Why not be prepared for it? Why not get some honeycomb going? Because farming bees is delightful. You know, have you forgotten about the Buzzy Bees update? What's that? You have because everyone else has as well? Well, now you got some honeycomb ready, and you can make some honey blocks if you want to. Although I'd recommend instead just, you know, honeycomb is fun. Actually, I made some blocks here. I'm a hypocrite. Everything's a lie. So, since I said 11, and I don't know how we're gonna get there, the 11th thing you can do, and hear me out, this is very relevant, is you can mentally prepare yourself, because how can you play Minecraft if you're not really ready? I mean, you can, if your body's not ready, will your mind ever be ready too? Where I think people say that in reverse. If your mind's not ready, how can your body really ever be ready, man? And you know, today we're gonna focus on that as a key point. That you need to focus on your bodily health. No, wait, you need to focus. You know, I actually do think that people say like, yeah, you need to focus on your mental health so you can focus on your bodily health. I think you need to focus on your bodily health so you can focus on your mental health. Like, there are so many things I feel like we're in danger sometimes of thinking of ourselves as being minds that drive a body entirely, but our minds are somewhat driven by the, oh look, Wandering Trader. Wow. What currency do you accept, sir? Is it emeralds? Wow, look at all these things he trades. This is going to be different tomorrow. I look forward to seeing that, but it's not tomorrow yet, so I don't look forward to seeing it right now. Guess what? You're dead, you're gone, and I'm using you for leads. Actually, I should probably put the stuff away. But you know what? Let's not do it anyway. Who's here to stop me? Not you, dear viewer. Because, I really do think we forget about all the ways our physical body can control our minds. It seems silly when you say, wow. It literally is mind control, right? If you don't eat, your body will just start focusing, your mind will start focusing non-stop on, I need to eat, you get hungry, you're thinking about it. Every decision is like, wow, hope this leads me to food. I had some food, I went to Red Robin. It was very exciting. I had to walk close to 6 miles to Red Robin. Don't ask why I decided to walk that distance, but I did. You know, America, even in one of the densest areas of America, there's not always good public transport. And so I walked 6 miles to Red Robin. And after a 6-mile walk, and after not really eating much that day, it tasted so much better than it would have had I have taken an Uber. It was only $20 to Uber, but you know, if you think about it, I walked for 2 hours, so I basically got paid $10 an hour to walk. That's a good rate if you ask me. And so yeah, I think that we forget about like food, for instance. If you put like your mind and the amount of energy you have is so affected by what food you have. It's like some people just assume they're permanently broken because of some like lifestyle, whether it's change, decision, choice, whatever you're going for. But like something you're doing in your life can really change how you think to some extent. And like I'm not going to make the argument that like, well, you can cure all diseases with good nutrition, because that's wrong. That's that's clearly wrong, right? But so much of yourself can be decided. Like not sleeping well, you are still in control of your mind when you don't sleep well. But at the same time, you know, despite being in full control and therefore being able to make all your own decisions, like everything's still just a little bit slower off the draw. It's weird that that's true. It doesn't seem very logical that it's true, and yet it is true anyway. It resists what you assume from it, because that's how this one goes, you know? We are underestimating how much we are in our own minds. And so today, by the way, we're gonna be doing the beautiful thing. I always the one sad thing I admitted when I started this series is that people didn't like mining episodes. So this was the first time I had to do off-camera mining, which now is a meme because enough Minecraft YouTubers value, you know, having money and, you know, success more than they value actually playing Minecraft. And so they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go off camera and mine for a bit as a way to, like, you know, cut between. But like I actually did, I loved mining. I want to do it on camera. Why can't we do on camera mining? And the answer to that question is this video. Should we be doing this, or should we be doing something more engaging? I don't know. No, what we're gonna be doing instead is we're mining but on camera. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be delightful. And I'm gonna actually make this into obsidian just so we can mine through it a little bit easier, because that's what I really want right here. I wanna be able to mine forwards and find some more iron that has been lying around for all this time. But yeah, I think forgetting that like so much of, you know, your enjoyment even on things can be related to like, are you physically doing well? Sometimes you can overcome that, and we should always like acknowledge that's a great thing. That's like a powerful thing. But we shouldn't assume that's the default. Like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter what, like, you know, whatever physical ailment you're in, like, oh, it's fine. You can always make yourself happier. With enough willpower, yeah. But also, I don't know, maybe, I feel like I've had a change on this during my life. In the last couple of years, I've just had so many things change by some small environmental factor. So many tiny things. Oh god, we really need to work out a way to store this stuff correctly, huh? But like so many tiny little environmental factors can change things in their entirety for me in ways that don't even sound like they make any sense. And yet they happen that way anyway, because again, it doesn't really matter. Something, it doesn't matter how something be, it matters how something is. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go organize my inventory and then come right back. Oh wait, I see a challenge. I need to get that iron ore over there. Do you see it? But it's kind of right above lava. Well, you know, what if we made it not above lava anymore? Now that we don't need lava, because again, I was previously kind of concerned about running out of lava at some point in this world, as ludicrous a fear as that might seem now. Now we know lava is infinite, we can make slightly different decisions, and those slightly different decisions mean I can obsidian this lava up with no concern, and then, oh god, it is... Honestly, it's more annoying than anything else trying to turn lava into obsidian. Yeah, lava into obsidian. Just because of all the logistics of it all. So yeah, did you know, now that lava is infinite, if you've been in the same boat, you can change that. And this is the funny thing about Minecraft to me, is all the time, these decisions that you, like the information that you have decisions based on, it is changing. Whether that actually changes your decision-making process is a different question. Obviously, again, like what we should be as humans is we should be like always considering new evidence. But I feel like what happens with most people is they'll look at something once and then they'll assume that's how it always is. Like there's always I'm sure you've heard some story. We're gonna get rid of this carrot. I'm sure you've heard some story before of how you know, like, oh yeah, I assumed it was like 10 cents for a burger because at some point in time it was, and I never looked since. Or people who think that I heard a candidate for the mayor of New York. I don't know why I'm hearing about you know, elections in countries that I'm not eligible to vote in. But you know, I'm like, they're all guessing what a house would cost in Brooklyn. They're like, you know, $100,000, and the report was like, it's actually $1 million. It hasn't been $100,000 since 1992. Or whatever the thing is. And again, like I think like updating information is hard, and so we don't do it so often. And again, I've totally got a trillion ways that I'm guilty of this. one of the funny things is, since switching from console to Bedrock, there's a lot of things that I genuinely don't know about the Minecraft that I'm playing. There's some very, most of them are fairly minor because I haven't encountered them. But every now and then I'll say something and then I'll have to like fact check and be like, oh, turns out that has changed, and it's weird, By the way, to really drive home the point about iron, you wouldn't ever do this with a diamond, right? This is objectively a silly thing to do with diamonds. So if you have any iron in your world whatsoever, don't do this with the iron either. Also, this is a waste of a coal. I wasted a coal to make this point. Don't do it with any smeltable ores. There's not a single ore you should be smelting until tomorrow. Unless you literally need the thing so desperately. And even then, you know what? Do some other stuff. Just chill. Hang on a little bit longer. It'll be fine if you do. And so, I'm going to now throw some of the last blocks away. And then we're going to go right back into the mines. It's going to be great. Going to put my free bone meal away because, I need to really make sure that I keep that safe for tomorrow. And now I'm going to get a bunch of stone in case I need to turn an ocean into stone so I can farm glow squid or something. In reality, most farms don't even need that much, stone. It's going to be, 6 blocks of stone and then some crazy nonsense on top of it. But if I want to make a glow squid ocean, I'm going to make a glow squid ocean. No one's going to be able to stop me. But yeah, I really do feel like information is changing all the time. And there's so many, fun examples of this to me. But the one I find most telling is dieting advice. I'm in the United States. I'd say one of the few ways that I am struggling. I'm enjoying it enough to balance out the struggle. Is I don't enjoy, eating healthy is kind of hard for me, or eating. It's not even eating healthy actually. Eating the right amount of food is hard. I want 3 full meals a day. If I like a snack as a meal, oh yeah, this little salad, or this, having a banana for breakfast or whatever. I've been cheated out of a meal a day. I want 3 full meals a day. I want them all to be Red Robin burgers or sushi or, some ridiculous, ludicrous thing like that. And so in having 3 full meals here is especially challenging in terms of how much just caloric intake that is to my body. And so one of the interesting things about dieting advice is there's so many advices for if you struggle with that, and it's I think the current one is intermittent fasting. That's the most common one I see. It's you just eat 8 hours a day. It's simple, dummy. Don't eat for some of the hours and then it's all good. And the logic is basically if you cut your appetite in half, if you cut your food eating hours in half, then your appetite, the amount you can actually eat goes in half, and boom, now you've lost some weight. They actually give some more logical thing, oh no, it's actually about your fat burns only at certain hours. No, every single diet, there was Atkins, which I think was no fat. Then there's keto, which is no carbs. It might be no protein. No, keto has to be no carbs, no carbs whatsoever. And then there's diets that are oh yeah, it's all about just eating more of these foods and less of these foods. And the simple thing is always high density, low calorie foods. Thus, that are healthy air quotes, and less, high calorie, low density foods. Some people have a big thing, especially in the United States. I feel there's a big cultural stigma against fast food. So people are oh, it has to be unhealthy, otherwise it wouldn't be cheap, right? So again, that's part of it too. People have these assertions and these things about how awful it is. Again, I feel healthy is such a healthy doesn't make sense for any individual action. I feel any individual action you take anywhere can never be defined as healthy. In the same way that what? Can I define myself as being good at Minecraft for this water bucket technique right here? Look at that. Oh, it's there and then it's gone. It's there, then it's gone. If I place it over there and then it's gone, look at that. I made 1 obsidian. Wow, I'm so good at Minecraft. And it's well, no one Minecraft technique makes you good or bad at Minecraft. Let me do a dumb thing now. I can do dumb things. I'm gonna mine this redstone using a hoe. It's gonna take me longer than I thought. I'm gonna mine this redstone using a silk touch pickaxe. No, that's actually not dumb. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna mine it with the shears. Who's gonna stop me? Wow, look how dumb this is. I really should stop, right? But again, one simple mistake or one simple good thing does not make you a good or a bad person, right? It just you might get 1 red. No, it just vanishes into nothingness, and I waste a valuable shears use too. But yeah, should we just mine all of this up? I guess we should. Seems smart to do. I don't think a single decision makes you, like, good or bad at something, right? And in the same way, like, eating one bad thing doesn't make you unhealthy. And one good thing, it's like, it's all about the trend line, right? That's what we forget about everything. Like, what I find so interesting is, especially when in my channel struggling, I always hear people say something interesting about it. Like, it used to bother me a ton. Now I just find it interesting because of how wrong, like, when you see a YouTube channel doing poorly, the worst thing is that there's a certain type of commenter that's like, oh, why are the videos not why are the videos doing so bad? I don't like, and they're kind of hinting that like their enjoyment of the videos is, oh wow, there was diamonds under those redstone. That's why you mine redstone, everyone. You can't find diamonds without it. But it kind of hints that like, yeah, my enjoyment of this, and then there's iron below that. Wow, that is a serious patch of luck, huh? Like it's an annoying thing, but like the things that people use as the metrics people use are entirely off. Like they'll be like, oh, you haven't had a video get 50,000 views in a couple weeks or whatever. I had some really ominous emails saying that recently. I don't know why. They would use that as their metric. They're like, yep, therefore the channel's dead. 50,000 views, that's the number, we all know it. And it's like, isn't 49,000 views like a huge number, objectively speaking? But also, isn't 50,000, even if I got that number, isn't that tiny compared to the large channels of the day? Like, if we even look at the Minecraft space, right? The YouTube channels that are killing it right now, the new batch, the very young people. I watched some vlogs and that, like, I was curious. I was like, who are these people? They're so young. Like, this is my old person moment. I'm now officially an old Minecraft. Like, I'm 25. I didn't know I could be old, but in the Minecraft YouTube space, I am, and I have proof to back it up, because it's so bizarre too, because like every wave of YouTuber is more successful than the last. When these guys turn 25, the old age in the Minecraft YouTube space apparently, but when these guys turn 25, the guys below them will be raking in, like millions every single week or whatever, because again, this whole space is growing in a really interesting way. And oh, there's a cave here. I should know about that cave. I should bring a sponge really, and that's how I should deal with the cave. But for now, I'll just put that back. That water thing is going to be very annoying to get around. But for now, we'll just mine inwards, see if we find some iron ore this way. We're not going to find much iron ore, but I'm getting stone, and I'm getting a few iron blitz. And also I'm getting gold and redstone, and diamonds apparently. So really that's what it's all about. Mining off camera. I'm loving it. But yeah, I feel like using faulty metrics to decide things is a bad idea. I think one of the biggest problems we have in life is not knowing what makes something good or bad. Like if you know something is bad, avoid it. Easy. You know something's good, do more of it. But what is good and what is bad? And like like the kind of what is good and evil question, like I think that there's two stances that people have on this one. Like when you're super young, you believe that there is objectively evil people, and you believe that there are objectively good things, because that's the tale that you'll see in Hollywood movies. And then when you get older, you're like, it's nuanced. There's no good and evil. And then you can start to realize like, some people are hurt people, and like hurt people, and like it's it's like an endless cycle. Well, it's not an endless cycle, but it's a thing that like cycles and oscillates and whatever else. And you start to learn that. Obviously, some people actually do regress right back into the whole, there are some people who are objectively evil thing. Because I think, like, in the world of confusion, people love simple answers. That's why fake news is so popular. Because instead of, like, actually trying to get you to grips with an issue, what if there was news that just directly confirmed what you already believe? Even though it doesn't make any sense, it's already going to go down that path. That's why conspiracy theories are so popular. What if instead of, like... you might question why people would prefer to think that, like, the government took down those towers, those New York towers, on that, 9th of November, like 9/11, right? So the November the 9th is, I believe, what that day would be in correct date systems. But like on the 9th of November, why did those people do those terrible? How could that just happen? And the simple answer is like, oh, because the government, they're evil, but like it's a known evil, you know, like they had their own motives, knowing like, whereas, you know, like try to work out the motives of Al Qaeda or whatever, you know, it's not going to go very well by comparison. And so like the filling in like lack of information with something is where people get into loads of weird places. And I think that's you know, as someone who's like, I feel like almost everything I do on YouTube has like some informative bent. It's what I've always enjoyed more, honestly. Like I would love the idea of people enjoying me for my personality. If that's why you're here, thank you for watching my channel. Even though I don't have a personality, I just eat food and I'm British, and enough people find that enjoyable. But you know, like I like talking about things and sharing knowledge and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And so that, like, one of the things that I find through that process is all of these other things that, like, oh yeah, not everyone wants to learn things. That there are ways to share knowledge with people that make them shut down and not take it. And like, we should try to not do that. You're trying to be like, you're wrong, and here's why. Is like that doesn't help people in the slightest. That makes them like double down on their existing beliefs in a really weird way. Like I spent a lot of this last week diving into you know, I don't want to talk about this one too much, but I spent a lot of this last week diving into some very interesting people who were not into real information. And in the same like kind of vice versa way, I feel like one of the problems I've always had is like I try to share things like how they are here on this YouTube channel, and like sometimes there, you know, there's like a narrative that builds against that, and it's like, well, actually, here's why this terrible thing is actually a good thing. And sometimes you got to be like, well, no. Like even though I'm excited for 1.17, we still have to admit, like, well, we didn't do as good as if we'd. Oh god. Oh, okay. I found a ravine. That's the good news. Let's get this water bucket right out. Guess I don't need it. Let's instead start filling up one of these shulker boxes then. But yeah, I've always yeah, we'll just put stone in one for now. Maybe the ores? Nah, just the stone. I've always felt like, you know what? There is like a cost to saying real things, but there's a much bigger cost to not saying real things. And I'm so scared all the time when people justify like, oh, and here's why we should lie to people for their own good. And it's like, I think you know, like knowing when it is the right time to lie is like, because there are definitely times where it is a great idea to lie to people, but to ever take that decision lightly is like, you know, like, I don't know. I think in your own life, when should you lie to someone as infrequently as you can? Like, trying to, because I feel like the even worse problem is like we lie to ourselves all the time about all sorts of things. Again, I'm under no delusion that this is the full Caves and Cliffs update. I think sometimes the people at Mojang are like they released an image for the update. Here it is right now, and like the image promoting this update just doesn't have any new features, and it's like, do you think that this will make people like showing people old features to excite them? Like I know I see some weird things, and it's like this just feels incorrect. There are, and maybe it is the correct marketing vehicle, and I'm like the dumb idiot right here thinking about all this sort of stuff. But yeah, I think that just being honest with people is the best bet. That's why, you know, if you look at the even though it was too late, the way they split the update in half, I feel like they did kind of fair. They're like, yep, here is just here's some developers telling you they really do have to do it. It's not just some anonymous blog post being like, oh yeah, we decided we don't want to, or like, oh yeah, the community feedback is we really wanted 2 cave updates. It's like, no, this isn't what anyone wanted, but we're here, and that's good. And yeah, I think one of the interesting things about like lies, right? Because, you know, there are a lot of lies in the Minecraft world about how things are, maybe there's not even a lot of lies. Maybe there were just a few poorly timed lies that have made you distrustful of the whole thing. But like, you know, for instance, After the Xbox Series X RTX thing, and after Super Duper Graphics, the exact same Xbox thing, you know, those are direct lies. The problem is like, how can you trust the source of those lies that is also telling you these things? How do you know what is the source? You know, like it's, if you don't know, by the way, RTX, I get questions about this. Like, I'm the one doing the damage control on behalf of whoever at Microsoft decided this was a good marketing tool. But like, oh, look at that, there's diamonds. We're gonna, you know what, let's live life on the edge. Let's just, oh, mine right in. Did we get it? I don't know if we got it. Let's hope we got it. Let's go again. Oh, we got it. Okay, let's try one more time. Yeah, look at that. But RTX is a really cool Minecraft feature. It came to the PC version. We might be able to turn it on right now, actually. No, we can't. But it's a cool feature. It exists in Minecraft right now. If you're playing with an RTX-enabled card. For whatever reason, they promised it on the... I don't know if they promised it on the PlayStation 5, but they definitely did a trailer of it on the Xbox, and then just never said anything again. They're like, oh yeah, buy an Xbox One Series X. Then the Xbox One Series X is out. Not a single word about it that I've found. I have looked to try and console and confirm people, and it's like, oh, you said something that would... Because, you know, when it happened with Super Duper Graphics, I defended at the time like, oh, of course this thing gets naturally cancelled. But this is the second console now that Microsoft have pushed of like an upgraded Minecraft that never came to be. And again, I mean, it's entirely possible. It's two coincidences that they're just coincidentally not responding to. Is that diamonds again? You know what? As soon as you try to find something, you find the opposite thing. And that is apparently true for... that's apparently true for diamonds and iron today. But yeah, the reason that I'm such an advocate of like tell uncomfortable truths sometimes, yeah, I get lots of people when they watch the streams, they're like, why are you saying this? Is because an uncomfortable truth is a lot better than an uncomfortable lie. Oh gosh, and you know, to give an example of how people lie to themselves, because I think, you know, obviously I could name a trillion examples. I could tie into that healthy eating thing. I tell myself I'm gonna only eat. You know, at Red Robin, they give you bottomless fries and bottomless drinks. I tell myself I'll just have, you know, like one refill, and then 4 refills later, it's like, well, it's free. What am I gonna do? You know, I know my brain is too tempted by that concept. That's why I can't go to buffets. I can tell myself I'll stop when I get too full, but I don't stop when I get too full because the food is free. It's that's why buffets are a problem for me. Like, but I think people like keep things like deliberately vague. Like if you don't know if something is, you know, like if you don't even know your own intentions, then you can't fail. And that's a big problem, I think, you know, that people will have. They'll hide something that they want from themselves. And if you hide it from yourselves, you're never really failing by not achieving it. But the bigger problem is like, well, you're not failing, but now you're not succeeding. I think like sometimes being hard with yourself is a really smart thing to do. I can't accept it from anyone else. It's like a big problem I have. Like if someone else tries to enforce some super hard target on me, or even like reasonable thing, I'm like, no, instinctively. Like I can't, I'm not doing it, can't do it, etc. It's a big problem. But like I feel like I'm the only person that my brain is like, okay, I'm gonna do my best to listen to me. You know what? You do suck. You did say you'd do this and that. And today you only did that. I had a day last week where like the only thing I'd gotten done before 3 p.m. is fixed a thumbnail on the Let's Play because it took some real doing. Like there was some stuff going on there. I felt kind of bad about it. I was like, man, like doing that I've always got like a obligation to myself of like try and make the things that people can actually enjoy from you. You know, this like video pretty much every day. You know, besides Thursdays. That's like, to me, because I have a commitment to getting there's so many like things. If I have to let something slide and it's like between video and, you know, like sending some emails to work on some important thing, or like working on you know, some marketplace content, I'll always pick the video side of things. Which is, by the way, you know, I am working on that that I'm very excited about. I think my goal is to like you know, fill in some of the gap before the Caves and Cliffs update comes out. You can't make Caves and Cliffs content on the marketplace, so I won't be able to market it that way. But I want to have like I want to have some little cameo in there of some cave and some cliff it'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to being able to work on that again, and I will probably be doing that somewhat soon. But yeah, so like the reason that like I put everything second is because like yeah, you got to have some values, and to prioritize something, sometimes you have to deprioritize something else. I don't like that it's true, but there is some truth to the statement of like, yeah, if someone cares about you, they'll make time. It like kind of is true that like, yeah, if someone's not making time for you, it's not that they don't have time. Like, you know what annoys me? People are like, oh, I'm like, the fact that I'm busy is like the standard response. I wish we could be honest with each other and say, hey, I have time, but I would rather spend it, you know, after the stream is done. If someone asks to hang out, they don't, because I mean, I'm in New York and there aren't people here to ask me to hang out. But if they did, I would love to be honest and say, hey, I've got 2 hours left in the day. I want to think up some ideas for my for an upcoming thing, and then I want to go eat some tacos and sit alone and maybe watch a YouTube video. That's what I want to do with my evening, and that's incompatible with hanging out with you. But instead I have to say, oh, I'm so busy, sorry. You know, I'm glad I don't have to say it because they're not here. But like social conventions would be nicer if we could just like you know, so, like I feel like I try to be as honest with people as I can, and sometimes it just comes off like super cold. Like if you say that to someone, they're gonna be like, you couldn't even be polite enough to tell me you were just busy, like, you know, like everyone else in the known universe does. Instead you had to say that whole spiel and make me feel like I wasn't worthwhile enough. And yeah, again, I guess we do need a certain amount of politeness, maybe to other people, and probably politeness to ourselves. Like, you know, don't be mad at, you know, like, even though I think you should be honest about what you want, you should also be honest about how realistic it is. Like, you know what? Me getting, you know, 20 videos recorded tomorrow, you know, it would be nice to have 20 videos uploaded tomorrow. I remember when updates used to come out, I used to record like 6 to 12 videos on the first day of it. It'd be nice if I could do that again. That might be a, I don't think it would work in today's algorithm climate, but it'd be fun to do, right? It would be nice to get that out myself, but I also know it's kind of unrealistic because of how much longer videos take to make. I work with editors now, and I try to, oh, there we go. This is juicy. This is the stuff. Oh yeah, this is all for me. I work with editors now. I work with, you know, like there's a reason why we can't do that. But you know, like maybe we should work out some realistic number we can do. Knowing when to be honest with, I feel like maybe this is just me. Maybe this is a sign that I have like above average amount of cognitive dissonance, that my brain disagrees with my own brain a lot. But I feel like I have to like reason with I have to, almost all the things that people try to do with other people, I have to like reason with myself. Like, be a good friend to yourself, you know? You deserve it. You deserve a good friend. And if that good friend has to be you, then you know what? So much better for it, am I right? You know, these caves do go on forever. Honestly, I could go through all of them and grab a ton of iron, because this is the best way to find iron. Just like open caves and stuff. But I guess I won't do it for now as much as I want to. Because I've got to stay focused. And I want to go back. I want to place a ton of iron down, ready to mine it. You know, I want to have it like pre-formation, maybe, like have a little stack. Or maybe I shouldn't tie myself into future decisions. I don't know. But I want to get back to the surface. Or back to mining. You know, let's let the creeper explode. Yeah, look at that. Boom, nice. So let's mine this iron, of course. And then let's get out there. Oh, actually, there is see, the moment I say that, there's a ton of iron. It tempts me. It makes me question whether I really do want things. But yeah, I find a lot of people like hide things from themselves. And it's such a funny thing that we can do that. Like, we can hide our true intentions. Like, oh yeah, if you never state what you want, you can never be sad that you don't get it. And that is a form of happiness. But you can never be happy when you do get it. You can always move the goalpost on yourself. I'd say that's like one of the biggest forms of, I reckon this is it. I reckon this is the cave that leads over to this main, there we go. We did it. I'm happy. But it's funny that we can do that, but it is like a very common thing. Oh look, we got stone slabs here. I guess I've been here before. It's a very common thing that we do. We do hide things that we want from ourselves sometimes. And we do it probably badly. And I've been trying to make sure I don't. Because I realized something I had a conclusion of like, you know what am I, you know, like for like most of the last month, most of May, I had like main focuses that weren't YouTube. The ship was, but like now, as of the last week, and probably for the next couple weeks, it's gonna be a very busy time. We're gonna have a lot of mega live streaming series. I'm gonna be at home a lot. That's what I'm saying. And so a lot of the other like kind of secondary things are gonna be gone. And I think it's interesting, like knowing how much of like a bad decision is your fault versus a choice. Like if I do, not that again this isn't gonna happen, but it's a fun example. If I do literally have no time to, I don't even have time to get the tacos. You know, oh no, my water, it's trapped behind this now. If you literally don't have time, if I literally didn't have time to get the tacos, and I got everyone's favorite demonized food, McDonald's, you know, that'd be making some health sacrifice for YouTube, right? Or at least some amount of one. Health is the wrong word, but you know, again, we're gonna go with the fast food being healthy meme because it helps people understand. Oh god, 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 oh god. But you know, I hate that when you put water on like lava in the wrong way, it turns into this. Feels like it shouldn't be the case, but it just is anyway, and it's very annoying. But yeah, when that's like making a trade-off. But like if you're not honest about yourself and making that trade-off, then you won't even like notice that it's what you're doing. And it's a big problem. You know, I'm gonna mine these fields of lava some other time. I'm gonna make that decision for my own sanity. And so yeah, like you know, like a lot of people don't realize that until it's way too late. If like, oh yeah, I didn't want to do a thing, or I really did want to do a thing, and for some reason I was stopping myself from doing that thing I wanted to. Cognitive dissonance, it's a big problem. We've spoken about it a trillion times. Let's speak about it again, because it's been particularly big. It's also, I feel like, a very big modern internet thing. So I'm talking about cool, relevant subjects. So you're proud of me, internet. Look at me doing it. Oh god. It's a modern, relevant subject, and it's important. You know what else is relevant and important? You. Tomorrow. You're not relevant today. Just like Minecraft's not relevant today. What are you doing? Watching a video the day before an update comes out? Go prepare for the update yourself. Why are you watching me mine redstone? You should be doing that on your own. That's not how any of this works. But no, yeah, I'm really excited for the crazy days of tomorrow. I've been feeling a lot of something I've been feeling recently. It's kind of bad about this Let's Play. Like it has such a, because it needs to evolve so much from week to week. I feel bad that it exists as a series. Whenever someone goes back and says like, I'm gonna watch all the episodes, like I feel this like, this guilt, this weird pain of like, the episode, like, it's so different then. I don't think you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna hear a 16-year-old toy cat talk about something dumb, and you're gonna be like, oh, yeah, that's no bueno in my, you know, like it's not gonna be a fun video series. Like I'm really appreciative of the people that do it, but like I want to somehow make that a better experience, and I don't know how. And you know what? I want to make something better, and I don't know how. I guess that's more honest than most people are of themselves. But it's something I want to get better at. It's something I want to. You know, what if I do work out how to do that? So yeah, the Let's Play, maybe going through some changes. I don't know. I feel like this all the time, but I think it's good as the one constant series. That throughout all the times is just an opportunity to talk over the week. Some of my thoughts from 5 years ago are probably super dumb by now. My thought, if I watch this video back in 5 years, as I no doubt will, I'm gonna look at it and be like, yeah, this is dumb. Why did I say that? Like of all the things I said that, I said we hide things from ourselves. You can't hide things from yourself. You don't have split, what's it called? Dissociative identity disorder. That's not a thing. You know, is that, but yeah, some people can do that. Some people can hide things themselves even without having disorder. You know, something I think is interesting about all disorders is like, because they're so different from person to person, at some like granularity of mental health discussion, it basically comes down to like, we are all very different and all very slightly broken. And what matters is working out the ways you can live with the broken. And I always feel like that's like, it always sounds like it's got such a negative end tone to it. But I always like it as like, yeah, you know what? Everyone else is just as broken as you, and they're just slightly better at hiding it. And so yeah, here is my lovely iron ore collection. It's going very well. Oh wow, I've got a whole stack of this too. I did very well with the iron ore today, and so tomorrow I'll reap the rewards. The best time to plant a tree is yesterday, and the second best time, sorry, the best time to plant a tree is 30 years ago, and the second best time is today, which is actually incorrect. The second best time to plant a tree would be 29 years and 364 days ago, and the third best time to plant a tree would be 29 years and 260. You get the point. But you know, the second best time that is actionable is right this moment. If there's something you want to do that has a long lead time, go do it like now. Stop waiting. Go do the thing. You know, why are you watching YouTube videos when you should be doing things? That's my question. And so I'll leave you to go do those things. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. There's an update to the Let's Play world coming in the next week or two. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.